Hi, fifth graders. I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about tag art because that's going to be a big project that you are creating without me. And so I need to go over some rules and some stuff that you're going to be using to create this project. One thing that I really want you to think about is making sure that you are doing quality art because we always have two winners picked from every school, and I really like my winners to be like better than the other winners, okay? So Hancock Creek, we need to represent. This is a big fundraiser for our school, and that's why we're participating every year because you guys get to design a license plate for the front of your car. Now, this is not something where they actually put like the numbers, like it's not tag numbers on them, but you've probably seen front end license plates. You guys might have one on your car right now. This is an opportunity for you to design your own piece of artwork, and your family could purchase it and put it on their vehicle. So let's talk about what you're gonna do. I'm gonna start you off by showing you an example of a student from a few years ago. This was one of our winners at Hancock Creek. Every student in fifth grade gets to do this project. You're gonna design your tag on a template that looks like this. You're gonna be putting your school or your county here. We'll probably put Hancock Creek. Your teacher's name, you don't put Mrs. Hopkins, you don't put Mrs. Clare, you're going to be putting your actual homeroom teacher's name. Your name and your last initial. Do not give me a full last name here. You don't have to put anything here. They will be filling that information for us. So if you are doing a project and you want to go with one of the themes, one of the themes this year is Fun in the Sun, and the other theme is Heart Smart. So if you do something like a heart-healthy activity in your picture, then you could check that box. Or if you want your theme to be Fun in the Sun, then you can check that box. You don't have to do a theme that has to do with either one of those. If you really love football and you just want this to be all about different footballs and activities and you and your friends playing, then you can do that. If you love cooking or whatever, like riding your bike, any of those activities that you guys probably did this summer, you guys can totally do that. It does not have to go with the themes. After you create your artwork, whether it's at home or at school, and there's no white space left and you've done the most beautiful job ever, you're going to return it to the art room. And the teachers, that means Mrs. Clare, and she'll probably text me some pictures because we're good like that, we're going to be picking our top 5, and they get little labels on them. Now, when we send them to the people that decide all the things, the real judges, the judges are only going to pick 2 from Hancock Creek that will represent our school in the whole contest. And so the 2 winners they pick, anybody from Lee County can go to the tax collector and they can get their license plate on the car. So this was a student by the name of Avery from a few years ago, and she was one of the winners. You can see she has full color. She used nice dark marker here up when she spelled Florida. And so if she was doing it this year, this one could have been Fun in the Sun. One thing you're going to notice is that they put these stickers on the front. So if you're doing a design that's really complicated, don't put a lot of complicated stuff that would get messed up by getting covered here at the bottom. To help you with that, they send us these really cool transparencies. So when you start designing your template, we can actually lay this on top, and so it kind of shows you what your artwork would look like if it was turned into a plate. So this part would get covered up, this part. You also see where the holes are going to be. Okay, so if you have anything that's really important and you don't want it to get cut off, try to keep it in the center there. So you guys kind of get to design whatever you want. The day we need to have these babies back is before October 4th, because that's when all the student artwork is going to be submitted. Now, Mrs. Clare is going to have this information, so you guys can ask her about it too. But you want to make sure that you're doing a really good job. Don't rush through it in one day. Take a couple days, because they have not only winners from Hancock Creek, like Avery was, but the year that she did this one, Sam Galloway Ford was a sponsor. And last year we had a student from Hancock Creek win a sponsor award. The tax collector always picks a special one that they like the best too. So they get separate little prizes, which is pretty awesome. So let's talk about what materials you're going to use. I recommend markers. I bought some Crayola markers just for this project, so there's a couple boxes of the 40 colors for sure. I recommend crayons. I recommend even colored pencils. They are kind of annoying to sharpen, but you want really, really thick color. Because if you start doing stuff like this, like drawn pencil, incomplete designs, empty space, those aren't going to be winners. The other major thing is it's copyright. Like, this is like a football club. Like, this is a soccer association. They already have a logo. You can't steal somebody else's idea. This is obviously SpongeBob, okay? They're not going to submit anything that you do. So if you're drawing something from like Fortnite, don't even think about it. It's not happening. You're not going to send it in, and you won't get to participate in the project, because I'm telling you this right now. I had to throw away 4 from last year because I had students that were purposely doing copyrighted things. We talked about it as a class, we talked about it in groups. They came up and asked, and I said, no, you may not do like Pokemon or something. And they did what they wanted to do anyway. So you want to do stuff like this, like full color. I mean, this one's like just outstanding. And like our theme this year is fun in the sun. You can think of a million things to do for that. Remember, you have to be done with this by October 4th. She might want them earlier. Like for me, I would say I probably want them before October 1st, because it gives me a couple days to make sure that you did this part right. Putting the information about, your school, your homeroom teacher's name, your name, and remember, we're gonna leave this blank, okay? Fill in all the space. You can see that this whole thing needs to be in color, even though you are gonna have a couple little holes, a couple little stickers. One of them is gonna say our school, so it'll say Hancock Creek Elementary here. And if you're one of the big winners, you're gonna get that Award of Distinction badge, okay? So this is a great way to get art out in the community. That's why we do this project. Tag art, we've been doing it for a few years. Hancock Creek made $800 last year from the sales of these things. So after you give them to Mrs. Claire, she turns them in, they're gonna send all the artwork back, and they're gonna have an order form. And I don't have a copy of what that looks like, but it's gonna tell you how to buy your license plate. It's gonna show your parents to a website. It's usually the tax collector website, and they can go online and purchase your license plate. There's a couple of really inexpensive packages, and if you order them, I think before, oh look here, it does have the information here. If you order them before November 8th, they'll be here before winter break, so you can have them before Christmas. If your parents don't want to order online, they can bring the packet back to school filled out with money, but I encourage the online ordering because it's a lot easier for sure. And there's going to be information on those order forms of who to talk to if you want to do that. So boys and girls, I want you to do a great job. I'm really excited to see these. I can't wait to see the pictures that I get sent. I mean, if it's going to be looking anything like Avery's, I think we're going to have a really hard time picking our top 5. One thing I do want to tell you is this is my stack of papers. I have one for every 5th grader. I don't have extras in case you're messing up, okay? Now this is a contest, so are you allowed to take this home and give it to your older sibling and say, hey, why don't you help me draw a dolphin? I'm really bad at dolphins. Once somebody else starts drawing your art, that's not cool. Like, that's plagiarism. And you have to not be okay with that. Like, if Miss Claire thinks that you didn't draw it, or she sees somebody helping you in class, she's not going to be able to submit this, and you're not going to get credit for your artwork. And that can affect your grade. So you want to make a good choice. Everybody wants to get a good grade in art. Like, I love giving S's out, okay? Don't make me come back to work and see that you've been cheating on a contest. I want you to do your very best. We have very talented kids at this school. Make Dr. Lester proud. Make Mr. Jackson proud. Make Mrs. Hopkins proud by doing your very, very best, okay? So take it easy. If you want to practice on some free draw before this, that's a great idea. I definitely recommend using pencils and erasers, okay? Remember what I always say, Draw light till you got it right. Okay, besides using the Crayola, you can use plenty of Sharpies. I strongly recommend outlining. Avery outlined with a lot, and kids that outline are kids that get picked as winners. The kids that do not outline with marker, their pictures just get overlooked because they don't pop, nothing stands out. So I know you guys can do a great job with this 5th grade. It's really only you. 4th grade will get to try it next year, so good luck. If you have any questions, Mrs. Claire can text me, but I feel like she's going to have all the answers. All right, bye, guys. I'll see you when I get back.